Hi guys and welcome back. And today's topic is accordion. We have already seen some of the accordions before also, and this one is going to be a kind of frequently asked questions. This is the kind of accordion we see a lot in the websites. You can see that when we click on the accordions, the text which is hidden gets displayed, and we click on it again and the text is hidden. So this is how accordion works. So anyways, then let's just get into the coding. So for that, just create a simple text document and rename it to accordion.html and remove the .txt extension. Anyways, then get inside and let's start with the HTML tag. Then you can give any title. Alright, then we need to give a link to the font awesome icons because I am going to use the font awesome icons next to the accordion, and if you want to use some other kind of icon you can use them as well. Alright, then get inside the body and let's start with a div, and let's give it class container. Then again get inside and create a h2 tag, and within this tag we are going to define the heading. Alright, then get below it and create another div, and from this div we are going to begin the accordion. So let's give it class accordion. Alright, then get inside it again and let's begin with the first accordion item or the first link. Alright, so with this div we are going to give class accordion hyphen item, and these class names are intuitive. You don't have to follow the same class names since these are not predefined, so you can have any other names if you feel, but then just make sure to remember those names so that while we are referring to these classes in the CSS you know which classes you have changed. Anyways, then create the a tag or the anchor tag, and the reference hash symbol since we don't have any URL for this, and within the a tag write the subheading or the title for the accordion. Alright, then get below it and create a div, and within this div we are going to write the content for the accordion. So class content. Alright, then again get inside and let's create a p tag, and within this p tag we are going to paste the content for the accordion. So just let me quickly copy the text from the website. You can have any text that you want. Alright, so one accordion is complete. In the same way we have to create few more. So to simplify our work we can just copy this entire div which is having the class accordion hyphen item, because this div is completely defining one accordion, so we can completely copy it. Then write the comment and then paste it. Alright, in the same way I am going to do for the rest of the accordions. Alright, then if you want you can change the text for each of the accordions. Alright. So we have all the links and the related text below it. So this completes the HTML part, and now we need to get into the CSS. So for that also we need to create a simple text document and rename it to style.css. Alright. Then get into the head section in the HTML file once again, and we need to write a link to enclose the CSS style sheet with this HTML page. There are various ways to use CSS in our page, and the most preferred way is having an external CSS style sheet, and that is why I'm using it. Or you can also have all the CSS stylings enclosed within style tags in the head section itself. That depends upon you, but anyways, let's get into the CSS, and let's start with the Google font. Since we are going to use a special font, so we need to import that font, and to import it we need to write the URL. Alright, then let's start with the body, and in the body we don't want any margin or padding. Alright, then let me define the font family, and give it white background color and a gray font color. Let's make the display flex and give it a minimum height of 100 VH. 100 VH means 100% of the height of the viewport. It is one of the relative length units. Alright. Then let's begin with the container class, and margin 0 space auto. To align any item in the center horizontally, we need to have the margin along the horizontal line as auto, and then we need to specify a fixed width along with having the display as flex or block. And since we have already set the display as flex in the body, so this container will be center aligned. Alright. Now let's style the h3 tag. So font size 1.75 rem. Alright. Color, and let's give it padding all around, and 0 margin. Alright. Now let's style the accordion links or the title of the accordions. Position relative, display flex, so that it is an flexible item, flex direction column, so that the elements within it are stacked in different rows. Alright. Then width 100%, and padding 1 rem top, 3 rem right, 1 rem bottom, and 1 rem left. Then let's give it a font color, font size, let's say 1.15 rem. Then font weight 400. And also let's have a border at the bottom of each accordion. Alright. Now let's define the active accordion, but since we have not defined the JavaScript codes, so none of the accordion is going to be displayed as the active one right now. But anyways, to complete the CSS, let's define it here itself. This active class will be added to the anchor tag or the e tag, whichever is clicked. So let's say the first accordion is clicked, then because of the JavaScript, in the first e tag the class active will be added, and since this active will be added to the e class itself, so while referring to it in the CSS, we don't need to write any space between a and dot active. Then let's write a color and define a border bottom for the active link as well. Then let's define the hovering effect over these accordions. Then let's add that icon next to the link, which is up arrow symbol. Now for that we are going to use pseudo class. This colon after creates a pseudo element, that is the last child of the selected element. After selecting the last child, it is used to add cosmetic content to an element by using the content property. And here we are going to add the font awesome icon, and to have the font awesome icon we need to define the font family. Then the content backslash F358, this is the code for the up arrow. Then position absolute, then float right. Alright. Then right 1 rem, so that it is placed at a distance of 1 rem from the right border. Then font size 1.5 rem, and let's define a color. Alright. In the same way, let's define the down arrow, and we are going to add the down arrow when the accordion is opened or when the accordion is active. Or in other words, we can say we want to have the down arrow symbol when the active class is appended to the a tag. So in the same way, let's define the down arrow. And in the content, we need to give a different code. Alright. Then let's style the accordion content. Let's just style the text part first. Alright. Then let's hide the content because we want the content to be hidden until any one of the accordion is clicked. Alright. Then let's add some padding on the left and right and give a border at the bottom. Overflow hidden. Then let's add a transition property to make it look smooth while opening and closing of the accordion. Alright. Now let's display the accordion. And as I have told you already, since we have not defined the JavaScript as of now, so you might get confused. But in the JavaScript, we are going to write the codes in a way that whichever accordion is clicked, we are just going to add the active class to that a link. So it's very simple. If an accordion is having a active class, that means it should be displayed. And if it's not having the active class, it means it should be hidden. That is why I'm writing the dot active here as well. And to display it, we just have to set the opacity and the maximum height, and the accordion will get displayed. Alright. Now it's looking quite like the example page. Also, if you don't want to have this underline in the heading or the title of the accordions, you can remove it. Or if you want to have the underline, you can have it. But if you want to remove it, scroll to the part where we have defined accordion space A. Then at the bottom, just add one more line text decoration and make it none. And the underline will disappear. Alright. So the CSS part is also over. It was pretty simple. We didn't have much to do except for the basic CSS stylings. And now we need to create the JavaScript file. So for that also just create a simple text document and rename it to any name that you want to give with a extension .js. And since we are going to use the jQuery, we need to write the CDN link for the jQuery. Either you can download the jQuery and place it along with your website and host it, or you can use the CDN link for the jQuery. I prefer to use CDN link because the chances are that if you are visiting some website, they might be using the jQuery. And if you have visited few of the websites, there is a high probability that the jQuery might already be in your cache memory, so the browser need not look for it any further. It can just directly access it from the cache memory, so that increases the access speed. That was the CDN for the jQuery. Now let's link the JS file with this HTML file, and for that we are going to use the script tag. So scroll to the bottom of the page and right before the closing body tag, create a script tag and type is text or JavaScript, and in the source Accordion.js. Since this is the name that I have given, if you have given any other name, make sure to write that name with the .js extension. Alright. Now let's begin with the JavaScript, and we are using jQuery here, so don't forget that. Don't get confused with JavaScript and jQuery. jQuery is just a JavaScript library. It is not a individual or a different language. So basically we are using JavaScript only, but with a different library, and the library is jQuery. And with const keyword we have declared a constant document dot query selector all within brackets double inverted commas dot accordion space a. Now this query selector all function returns a collection of an element's child elements that match a specified CSS selectors as a static node list object, and this node list object represents a collection of nodes. The CSS selector that we have used here is the dot accordion space a. So with that selector, it's going to look for the a tags inside the accordion class. Then let's create a function toggle accordion. This function will be used to add and remove the active class in the accordion. This dot class list dot toggle within brackets active. So in this function we are going to toggle between adding and removing the active class to the element with which we bind it to. And also we want to add and remove the active class to the next sibling of the element. For example, let's say we click on the first accordion, so the first a tag will be referenced and then the toggle accordion will be executed. So because of this function, the a tag will get the class active, and also because of this next element sibling, the next element which is a sibling of the a tag, which is the div containing the content of the a tag, will also get the active class. So which means if we click on the accordion, the a tag as well as the div containing the content will get the class active, and when we click on the a tag again, then the active class will be removed from the a tag as well as from the div containing the content. All of this is going to happen because of this function toggle accordion. This add event listener is a procedure in JavaScript that waits for an event to occur, and here we have defined the event as a click, and this add event listener is an inbuilt function in JavaScript which takes the event to listen for and a second argument to be called whenever the described event gets fired. So this means since we have used the event as a click, so whenever any one of the item that we have in the items variable, that is the collection of all the a tags within the accordion, so if any of those a tag is clicked, then the toggle accordion function is going to be executed with that element, and the related accordion is going to be displayed along with its content. And when we click on the accordion once again, the content will be hidden because the active class will be removed from the a tag as well as from the content. Alright, so this completes this video. Thanks for watching.